my bench setup for my start is there's a guy who was with him for a long time, Silent Mike. His bench setup is the same start that I do. I grab the bar, then I pick my feet up onto the bench, arch my back as hard as I can.
I've seen that.
And then put my feet down. And that start is Silent Mike's. So that's where I picked up that.
Okay.
Just as an example of
what's the point of that?
Good point. So in powerlifting, you can bench with an arch, and it's not cheating because it's within the rules,
okay.
A. And B, no matter what, I recommend that people bench with some type of arch, however much that is, to get your shoulder blades retracted and back.
Right.
So usually that means I'm going to be lifting up my chest somewhat in order to get to this position. Reason being is without this retracted shoulder blade, then you will have a hard time staying even on the bench.
Okay.
So one of the reasons why I moved over to doing dumbbells when I was like 16 years old was I was rocking, going back and forth, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was having a hard time. My butt was coming off the bench, all this sort of stuff that looks like a typical 15, 16-year-old in the gym for the first time trying to max out on bench press with 120 pounds. That was
just trying to pick up as much weight as possible.
Exactly. No form, no whatever. He thinks he's super cool. He's not. But that was pretty much me. And so for arching, when you set up, a lot of people will start with either one of two things. They either will set their shoulders first, which my method is set the shoulders first into that tight approach, and then lower yourself down, and so that your butt is touching, and then your feet are planted, and then you're good. Other people will do it the opposite, where they set their feet first, then they will typically have their
stand up with their kind of get their butt. That's what I do.
Their butt will come off some, and then they'll set their shoulders, and then their butt will come down. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can set up. Well, probably a few, but those are probably going to be the two main ways that you can set up. You can do shoulders first and hands, or you can do feet first, and that's kind of the main ways that I've seen people set up.
Okay.
And like it will lead to some pretty gnarly setups where somebody starts like behind the bench press and then they'll swing themselves under and that sort of thing.
That sounds more like an OCD thing than an actual.
Yeah, it's fun, and then I mean, you see guys who they can get these great arches, but their range of motion is like, if this is my chest, they're moving the bar from here to here and back up. It's like 3-4 inches.
Because their back is so arched. What?
Yeah, they can. There's some very flexible.
And that's allowed.
That's within the rules.
Wow, that's interesting.